Keeping a fleet of high-end cars isn't just about the driving, it's about the servicing. So today we are doing a massive service day for the Panamera GTS and the Cayenne GTS. But stick around, for my BMW owners, I have a tip that will save you money from buying a new battery when you don't have to. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it. Yo, what's up YouTube family? Welcome back to the channel. So we have a maintenance work to be done on this Panamera GTS. So we'll be doing the oil change, the air filter change, both the interior and the engine air filter, and the spark plugs replacement as well. So this is the maintenance that is due on this car. The car is actually currently on 35,000 miles. So give or take, we added around 3,000 miles since last year till now. So I was daily driving the car basically. So this is a required maintenance in order for us to keep the engine running smooth and possibly, with no issue whatsoever. So without further ado, we will jump right into it. So the first thing we have to do is the oil change. After that, we will dive into the spark plugs. And if I recall correctly, this car also needs the brake fluid replacement. So we might not be doing that today. So that I'll do a separate video for the spark plugs and the brake fluid replacement. So let's jump right into it. So one other thing that's a little bit concerning to me is this oil seepage here. I know it kind of looks small, but trust me, it could be something bigger because these cars, they have underplate and it's really good at hiding, oil drippage you won't even know. So the good thing again is that we're doing this maintenance now, so we have to investigate and see what's going on. And fingers crossed, hopefully it's not going to be something, expensive to replace. Could be, anything at this point. So yeah, let's get this car on the ramp and take the underplate down and see what's going on. All right. All right, look at all that plastic. You barely can see anything. So the first thing we can do is remove this plastic and so we can have more visibility on the inside and see if there's anything we can see from the front. And yeah, and then move to removing the underplate. So this is gonna be an interesting one. Oh, this is a beauty, man. Look at that. Alrighty, so let's keep it going. So to remove this underplate, as you can see, the plate goes all the way to the back over there. So to remove that, we have all these torque screws to remove. So yeah, with this, you barely can see anything whatsoever. If there's any leakage, yeah, you can't see nothing at all. So yeah, let's get this going. Okay, what can we see? What can we see? Absolutely nothing. So let's take this cover off. Get this out. Get this out too. Okay, so let me show you guys. There's really no sign of leakage from what we can see so far. But don't be deceived. So I went ahead and took this underplate down. As you can see here, it's pretty much dry. And these things are notorious to hiding leakage, but there's no sign of one. So I'm gonna take this out. Ooh, look at all that. Interesting. See how how long this is. This is huge. It covers the entire underplate. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is really good. It helps to protect the car from any undercarriage accident or whatnot. It goes through this first. But let me show you guys under the car. See how clean this is. So that oil definitely came from somewhere. And I have to look and see what we can find. So far, I don't see nothing. Nothing at all. This is as clean as a new car. That's a weird one. All right, guys, so I actually looked extensively all over the underneath the car, the front end. I can't find where the leak is coming from. As far as I'm concerned, there is a leak somewhere, right? Unfortunately, I still cannot find it. Doesn't mean it's not there. But what I have to do right now is basically do the oil change still. So you know where I was actually thinking, I think it could be also the oil cooler, the transmission oil cooler, but that's also intact. There's no leak whatsoever, which is even making me more concerned because I'm not paranoid. I'm sure I saw this seepage came out from the car as soon as I moved the car. It was dry right there. That's an oil seep. That's an oil drop. Definitely an oil drop. Anyways, something that I'm not super concerned about right now, but as long as it's not a pool of oil, right, it's definitely something for us to investigate further later. Maybe when I'm doing the spark plug replacement, we'll see what we can find. So let's move along with the oil change. Okay, so we've gone ahead and removed the old filter. I had to skip that part of the video. We're moving on, but it's a straightforward process. Before putting the new one, I did a thorough inspection of the old oil filter. So I was looking for any sign of aluminum shavings, basically any glitters whatsoever shouldn't be there. And everything looks perfect and clean. And that's exactly what I'm expecting. I mean, this is a 2022 model car with less than 35,000 miles on it that was serviced on a regular basis since I've owned the car. So that's a great reminder of why consistent maintenance is important. Even a low mileage car catching early signs of wear in the filter can save 5-figure rebuild on down the road. So this is something that is required to make sure that the consistency of the wearing of the inside parts is what it should be. So now I'm installing the fresh OEM filter, making sure that everything is lightly lubricated, the rings and whatnot. So when we tight that, it's gonna sit perfectly and seal. So once that's seated, we'll move along to the refilling. For this, I'll be starting with 9 quarts of fresh oil. I mean, even though this engine can take up to close to 10, it's safer that way because we don't want to overfill the car. So we get it up to temperature and use the digital gauge. Of course, no more the manual gauge, right? So everything is digitalized, with most of the newer cars. And for Porsches, overfilling a Porsche engine, it's a headache. You don't want to do that. So this is the most safest spot for us to ensure that the oil level is at the gauge recommended by the manufacturer. So now for the most satisfying and the most nervous part of this job is the refilling of the oil. So one of the most common questions I get from a YouTube family is exactly how much oil does a Porsche engine take? The truth is there's really a round number depending on whether you're working with on a 2.9 liter V6, the newer Macans, the Cayennes, or the beefy 4.0 liter V8s in the Panamera GTS that we're working with. So you're looking at anywhere from 8 to 10 quarts of oil. So today I'm starting with 9 quarts, and I always buy the 2 of the 5 quart jug because it's better to have a little extra than to be short of oil on a Sunday afternoon when the shops are closed. I don't want to be in that situation. So as you can see, I'm pouring this slowly because even though these cars are high performance machines, their filling tubes can be a bit narrow, and the last thing you want is a messy oil spill all over this beautiful GTS engine cover. And you guys will also notice, I'm not just dumping all the 10 quarts in. This is a crucial tip for anyone doing this at home. Never trust the manual blindly. The dry fill and the service drain fill are 2 different things. Some oil always stay trapped in the oil cooler and the lines. So if you overfill a Porsche engine, you're risking damaging the catalytic converters or causing foaming in the crankcase, which is a massive headache. You don't want to be in that situation. So for these, by adding 9 quarts and stopping, so we'll be playing it safe. We want to be in the Goldilocks zone where the sensors read just below the max line. It's much easier to add half quarts, than it's to drain out, hot engine oil, and you got a little bit impatient. So, and here's the biggest Porsche quirks of them all is the mixing dipstick. You can't just pull a piece of metal out of the check your work. You have to rely on the digital gauge cluster to show you the level of the oil. But here's the catch. The car won't give you a reading immediately. You have to get the oil up to the operating temperature, just around 200 degrees or thereabout, and the car has to be on a perfectly level surface to give you the actual reading. And pro tip for you guys, if you open the hood for more than a minute, the car resets the reading, and you might have to drive it for close to 10-15 miles before it shows you the level again. It's a Porsche way of testing your patience. I tell you. And so we're at 9 quarts or thereabout now. So I'm going to seal this up, take it for a quick spin around the block to get everything circulating. Then we'll check the digital gauge together to verify that the oil is at the level it's supposed to be. So if you're finding these tips helpful, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps my channel to grow. We are over 1,000 subscribers now. Our next milestone is 1,500. Yes, I believe we can get there together. I appreciate your support as always. Thank you. Okay. I'm to get the car down from the ramp. All right, first start. Okay, so now we have to do the air filter replacement. So this is something I have not done before in this car, but I believe all Porsche models, their air filter is always on the passenger side, on the footwell, underneath the footwell. So let me show you guys. So underneath here, I believe that's where the air filter is. So we bought this Hans filter. I think this is OEM, I believe. So I'm gonna take this out and see, you know, if that's the location of the air filter. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, let me see if this is gonna be easy to show you guys. So this is the cover of the air filter. So they made it a lot easier to be removed. So they have these tabs. There's one tab here, there's another one here, and I think that's the two tabs. Yeah, but it came out a lot easier compared to the older model, the Cayenne that I have. So let me see if I can show you guys. Oh, sorry about that. So that is the air filter right there. So basically, we're gonna pull it out. Where is it? Right here. So you guys can see. That's how it comes out. Just like that. So I have to remember the angle, how it goes in. So that's the angle it has to go in. Oh yeah, this is definitely, yeah, it needs to be replaced. Look at that. It's super dirty. Okay. So, yeah, that's very dirty. So now let's get the replacement worn. There she is. Okay, I have to put this. They also included some instructions here how to do it. All right, so that's how she's gonna go in. All right, so I'm gonna put this camera down and try to do this. All right, so it happened that this was a lot easier to come out and to go in. So because it's angled a certain way, so yeah, you have to figure out a way and it to put it in, because it took a minute. Let me show you guys. So as you guys can see, you see it's angled like a little bit of a C shape. So yeah, you have to twist it a little bit. Don't try to force it in, because it's designed to go in a certain way. So once I was able to annex the first one, the first line here, then this second one was easier to just push it in. So now we have to install this back. Unfortunately, I'll need my two hands to do that. So I'm gonna put this one down. All right, taking a look at this one more time. Yeah, this was really dirty, like super dirty. And I can see why. Yeah, you don't want to breathe all this thing in while driving. Yeah, definitely something that should be replaced on a regular basis. Yeah, and this car, I'm not sure whether the first owner did this before. This car only has a 35,000 mile on it. So yeah, okay, you know what, let's look at the date here. Maybe that will give us a manufacturer date. I don't see anything here. Let's see. 2022. So this car was a 22 model, so definitely has not been replaced before. Yeah, I'm glad we did this. Okay, moving on. All right, so we're done with the oil and oil filter, interior air filter change in this car. So the next in line is this Cayenne GTS. So we'll be doing similar servicing on this car, the oil, the interior air filter. But before we do that, I want to talk about this 2015 BMW X35i. So this is my car. So a couple of weeks ago, I woke up one morning to discover the battery of this car is completely dead. Of course, what came to my mind, it could be the battery. I've owned this car for a very long time, close to 7-8 years. This car is a very reliable car. I'll do a separate video to talk about that. But anyway, back to the battery issue. So first I thought, okay, because the battery is old, let me replace the battery. I replaced the battery. The next day, the next very day, the same thing happened again. The battery completely dead. And I know now we're dealing with something very, different from what I initially thought. So first of all, I thought it could be an electrical issue. Maybe something is continuously running or something like that. And I did some research online. I came to find out that this car has a very known issue with the water pump. So over time, when the water pump gives up, it continuously runs until the battery dies. So yeah, if you are watching this video and you have similar issue like that, just know the water pump is the issue. So first, check the water pump. So when you park the car, you could actually hear it running. You can hear the water pump run continuously till the battery dies. So yeah, before you go ahead spending the money buying a new battery, do that. I'll be saving you some money. All right, guys, so we're gonna wrap it up here. So we did the oil change, the interior air filter change. So as you guys can see, we're not able to figure out where the oil leak is coming from. I have a theory that it might not be in this car, it might be the other car. So what I'm gonna do basically is I'm gonna watch the oil level. Now we replaced it. Once I drive around, right now it's not showing the actual level, so I need to drive for a couple of minutes to get the actual gauge, and I'll watch it from there and see if I notice anything else. And we'll be doing the spark plugs and the brake fluid replacement in the next video. That'll give me the opportunity to go deeper in the car and assess if there's any other issues whatsoever. Maybe the leak is coming from the internal component of the engine. We'll find it out. So thank you for watching. As always, as you can see, these cars, they're not rocket science to fix, to service. You could do this in your driveway. You don't have to take it to the dealership. It's actually quite expensive to do that over there, and you can actually take care of it yourself. As long as you keep the record book of all the services you're doing, this is an easy peasy job. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. We're over 1,000 subscribers. I definitely appreciate you guys subscribing to help support, the channel. That's keeps me going, bringing you these videos. Thank you as always. I'll catch you guys at the next one. Enjoy the rest of your days. Peace.